What up, everybody? Welcome to Toxic Hustle. Welcome to TnT, Toxic News and Toxic Trading. This is episode 1. The financial slap up is real. Get ready for the November dip. My name is J Tragic Jeffrey. Thank y'all so much. This is a new format that we are rolling out. As we begin to talk about the markets, talk about what's going on with Toxic Hustle itself, talk about what's going on in the world today. So let's go ahead and get into it. First and foremost, Sam Bankman Fraud found guilty in federal fraud and conspiracy trial could face 110 years in prison. Y'all, this is what we've been talking about. For those of you that have been around, I've told y'all at the top of 2021 in December, I said, yo, get ready to get out of crypto, be done, be gone. Everything that falls after that was so that you could understand that the markets change up on you really fast. And what this guy didn't understand was crypto. First, he wasn't even buying Bitcoin. So anything that has to do with this has nothing to do with cryptocurrencies whatsoever, because he was not buying any crypto. He had an exchange and he did not buy Bitcoin. He did not buy what they were not doing what they were supposed to do. This has nothing to do with crypto and has everything to do with greed. And what we're seeing now is the beginning of the purge that happens after every Bitcoin cycle. Somebody is out here scamming. Somebody gets caught out there. They get a lawsuit. They're told to cease and desist. Everything gets shut the hell down. They go to trial. They get locked up. And we're off. So this is the end of this era of BS crypto. We should see that there's going to be more transitions in and out of this this landscape. There's going to be coins that pop up, coins that disappear, and he not only was not buying crypto, he was also fraudulent with his own coins. So we've just got to be extremely careful of what we do with our capital and cash flow. Okay, so this is one of the biggest news articles that were out there today, this week. So let's go on to the next thing. The next thing is the fact that HBO bosses used fake accounts to troll TV critics. Now, why is this important? We're beginning to see the breakdown of what happens when there's no hush money, slush money. Now, I mean, when they ain't got no hush money to shut shit. You know what I mean? They don't do it. So what we're seeing is the end. What we're seeing is the beginning of more court cases that begin to talk about what these people are doing. And for the most part, this leads us to why I put this on here. When we're dealing with trading, and of course, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin trading, and then we're going to be talking about stock trading and options, not really options, ETFs. We're going to be going into deeper into those things in future videos. But when we're talking about trades, the thing that you're looking for in the news is you're looking for what's going to cause more businesses to say, I'm not going to meet expectations for my earnings. Why are you going to miss earnings? And what you're seeing here is a reason to miss earnings. Here, don't miss the nuance of this. Think about it. For an HBO exec to sit there and say, hey, we need to create channels in which we are coming up with trolling accounts to troll people, to say our woke material is important or our woke people are important, lets you know how unimportant their information is, or their movie is, or their TV show is, or their label or record or whatever. We're going to start to see a lot of these companies' dirty laundry hit the streets. This is let the bodies hit the floor. This is beginning of that. So just keep an eye on the news. Watch how many companies are going to have somebody come out and say, we were out here fudging the numbers or trolling people to try to get our funky ass woke content to the masses that nobody wanted in the first place. I wanted Spider-Man to be Spider-Man. I want Superman to be Superman. I want Robin to be Robin. I don't want a whole bunch of other ish. But they don't stick to the storylines because they're too busy being focused on narratives. So what you're going to see now is, please remember, they're still on strike, the actors. And that means there is no new content or no more new content, potentially through 2024 all the way to 2025. So get ready, y'all. We're going to be watching media companies say, I'm going to miss earnings. You're going to be watching cable companies who are attached to media companies say, I'm going to be missing earnings. And with that, we're going to see the market begin to hemorrhage itself down. And that is, in a sense, reasons to short. Not saying right now, because we've had a run up, but we're going to keep an eye on things because there's things that we're going to need to find to short. And there's always a deal somewhere. Let's move on to the next news story from the New York Post, talking about the Hamptons middle class homes priced below $5 million are now in a selling frenzy. So in the Hamptons, people with second homes in the $2 million to $5 million range. Now, if you're seeing that at the top of the key of price point, what do you think is happening in the lower price points, right? Same. And they're frantically slashing prices to offload their properties. Why, again, is this important? Before we get into anything else, I want to see the macro. What's going on macro-wise? Well, what you're telling me is expensive, high-end real estate, people are jumping out shoes and socks to get rid of this stuff. What's going to now trickle down? Same thing. Same. It's going to trickle down. So watch what happens. It's not just this high-end real estate. We're also talking, that's also going to end up happening with commercial real estate. That's also going to happen with restaurants, certain businesses that are still attached to analog plays. So as there's no liquidity in the market, we're going to watch as more and more people stop spending. Well, on the next news story, we're going to start looking at for tomorrow. I'm going to do one tomorrow. For the next news story, we're going to look at what's going on with retail, because we're going to need to dig into retail and kind of find what's going on with that. Because again, all of these plays matter when it comes to investing. And I'm only investing in top of the key stuff. So it's like S&P, Russell. I'm not investing in the NASDAQ. And of course, I'll hit some crypto. But remember, we're still in crypto winter. And speaking of crypto winter, let's look at Bitcoin. Let's look at the charts. First things first, let's look at the weekly. Next week, y'all, starting Monday, we are in a serious move to the downside, potentially. I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but let me show you something. See this purple right here? Let's go into the past. Let's go right here. See that big red spike? You notice where it is? It's the first week of November. What is this? The first week of November. Big spike here. Let's go further back. What's this one right here? This is actually the second week of November. This is the first week of November right here. You see it went up. But even if it does, look what happened the second, third, and fourth week of November. Now, this is 2021 during the halvings, during the bull run. So we really can't look at this per se as, oh, it's going to do this. But this shows you what happens when after the bull run, after we run up all the way to 60 something, this is what it looks like when doves cry. And then it keeps falling all the way down when you hit January dip, right? So let's keep going back. I'm going to go back right here. We're going to go to 2020. Now, 2020 would be equivalent to 2024. So next year. So in 2020, first week, no. Second week, no. Third week of November, we have a dip. So it did not happen here, but it did happen in time. Like in November, there's a dip within 3 weeks. So just keep an eye out. And now, if we want to go back, this is 2019, which is similar before the 2020 halving cycle. So 2019 will give us the closest approximation of what it looks like in the year before the halving cycle starts. So halving cycle is next year, right? So what we see here, this is 2020. This is what's going to be equivalent to next year. This is equivalent to right now. For 2019 is equivalent to what's happening right now. And what do you see? We're in the first week of November down, the second week of November down, the third week of November down. The only reason this is different is this is the year of a halving pump. So this will be what next year looks like. So you really can't use this one as your bellwether because this is what happens at a halving cycle. So next year should look similar to this. This looks different. Oh no, Traj, that can't be. We're going to go back. Here's your halving cycle for 2016. Let's go back a little further and let's look for November. So we're going to go back to November. Boom. What's that? First week of November. What do you see? Red candle. So regardless of what everybody's telling you, there is a red candle that could potentially hit. Now, we didn't have all these problems that we're having right now in the economy. We didn't have that the Fed had raised interest rates at the fastest pace in ever worry. We didn't have all the other things going on with the economy of, commercial real estate beginning to fall and fail. WeWork, which is failing. Banks that are failing. We didn't have all those things at that time. We're having them now. So what will that look like for this year? We have absolutely no fathomable idea. But what we can say for ourselves is, hey, there's potentiality that this is not going to be pretty. We're going to have a bad day. So when it comes to Bitcoin, we're just going to play it safe. And we're going to start our trades the beginning of next week or the end of next week. We'll begin our trades to start doing our market making. And I'm going to make a video for that for Toxic Hustle Labs. So that's coming soon. And for those of you that don't know what Toxic Hustle Labs, I haven't been talking about it much. I've been keeping this under wraps because we're getting ready to roll this out bigly, as the Trumpster would say. Syncing graphics, music, and trading. What we are trying to do now is we understand that, I, at least as a businessman, understand, and what we're trying to do is say, hey, I need to be able to sell products. You can't just trade. I mean, you can if you're just going to be a trader for the rest of your life. That's great. But I don't believe in that. I believe you have to use only 5 to 10% or 5% of your earnings to be able to trade with. That way you can take that risk and not bet the farm and lose the farm and then get evicted out of your home and lose your marriage and all that other stuff, right? So Toxic Hustle Labs, you become a member and you get over 600 of the graphics we've made. Y'all have seen those graphics in the Cash Lane crew. We are going to get ready to make even more graphics, t-shirt graphics for print on demand, graphics that you can use and sell and do whatever you want on products and get it out there and try to make money outside of just trading. And then we're also going to have learning. So our media training is that we're going to be concentrating on royalties, music royalties. How do you record albums? How do you mix, master? How do you make music videos? All that stuff. As I roll out my album in December, we're going to record all of that and then put all of that information behind the scenes in this. So what's coming, everything that's coming on the back end of this pause is going to be um, everything that's necessary to try to make money. It's not about me just trying to sell you stuff. This subscription isn't just about that. It's about, hey, we need to be able to survive as well as you need to be able to survive. But what we're doing is saying we're out here doing this. Like, I've been already making money in this. So the reason why we did not put this, we're not putting out for everybody, is to say for everybody. And I'm not trying to impress a million people, and I don't want a million people doing this. Sorry. If you have something that you feel is actually working, think about it. Why would you give it to a million people? I'm not. That's just dumb. Don't get me wrong, I'm going to still help y'all. I've made tons of videos, toxic thoughts, tragic thoughts. I have put out a lot of crypto plunder and toxic thoughts. There's over 200 videos where I just give you all of the strategies that I'm working with or what ideas I had. Now we've been since my last toxic thought video, we've been out here executing. Now we have to execute larger because I haven't been on the media marketing side, but that's the next level we're working on. How do we concentrate on our own music? How do we concentrate on our own royalties? How do we turn those royalties into cash flow that can then be used for trading or growing our businesses? All of that's going to be inside our media training. Then you're going to have audio and media loops, things that you can use to be able to use for your shows and your faceless YouTube videos. I'm building out a packs starting in December. So again, music in December. Right now, we're going to be focusing on trading, toxic trades. We're going to begin our trading schedule potentially next week. We're waiting to see if there's going to be any major crash next week. And then we want to start dollar cost averaging and buying into the dip all through November. So as you saw, as I showed you on the chart, the historic reference of Bitcoin is, yes, during a halving cycle year, which is like next year or like 2020 or like 2016, when you're in a halving cycle year, you may get a run up in November and maybe only one dip. When you're on the backside of that, so like 2021, like 2017, you're going to see a huge crash. What we want to do is capitalize on all those run-ups and rundowns. And then we're also not just sticking with crypto. We're looking at trades that are like, I've been in ETFs, trading ETFs, inverse ETFs. What are they? How do you use them? We're working on all of that right now, and I'm using those, and I'm living through this. I'm living through holding an ETF that went all the way to 10,000 is now back down to I'm in the negatives, right? So, Traj did that, so you ain't got to go through that. And I'm going to put that all into the toxic trades area. Speaking of which, as you can see, I've been working on the back end, working on the dashboard for this is Toxic Hustle Labs. This is the trading side of Toxic Hustle Labs. We're going to have more and different stuff when you launch the dashboard. There'll actually be content and articles and stuff like that here. We'll move this into its own thing for trading. So Toxic Trades will have its own window, and this will potentially be the Toxic Trades window. But right now, I just need to get something up. Current trades are coming soon. And again, the next dip zone we're talking about for next week. So these alerts are going to be there. We're changing this out. I want fear and greed index because I like to play the opposite side of that. So even if you see buy, I wouldn't say it's sell. I'm sitting at neutral, knowing the halving cycle, where we are in this cycle. So there's going to be a lot more. Here you're going to see the labs. So we have all the files. We're going to be giving some complimentary accounts to people that bought these. We're going to give you an account to be able to see, to download all the rest of the files. And then one of the things we have, let me put this back because I already have this open. One of the things we have right here is our Toxic Hustle Trading Journal. And I've already begun putting in my journal entries. I actually have to put in my journal entry for tonight, but I've been trying to get my mic to work because all the crackling that was going on with it. As y'all have heard in a couple of the live streams, I've been having issues with my mic. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you kind of what, like here, one of the first things I said, next week, we're at the beginning of a major dip range, right? So I'm warning, even though I've done this in the Cash Lane crew, and I'll do that on my Twitter, we're gonna get deeper in depth. So one of the things is we've been working on an AI that takes my charts and can actually break down what's going on in it. Now I've still got a lot of bugs to fix out of it, but it's spitting out the thought process as to how I'm trading or how I'm looking at this trade. So it's really smart to look at these charts and tell you what you're seeing. And one of the big things I'm seeing, even looking at this, you see this deceleration. So, and you see we're in a red zone on the chart, um, on the Lux algo. So just get ready for potentially a run back down to the downside. Like I think we're skating on water right now, and it's going to come down. I'll do my video tonight to see where we are, but for the most part, all this stuff is going to be on this back end. So what I want y'all to know is, Toxic Hustle Labs is coming. It's right now, it's an all access pass, $24.99 a month. We're going to have multiple tutorials coming out every single month. The one I'm going to need to work on, it was supposed to be tonight. I'll see if I can still get it done. But I'm going to show you how to create Christmas sweaters that you can sell on print on demand and try to make money through the holidays. I'll also be working on how do you finesse things like how do you finesse Chat GPT, Mid Journey, and any of these AIs to give you designs. We're going to be creating a library for any AI codes. We're going to be working on automation. How do you automate your social media? Right now, I'm looking for a cheaper way to be able to automate going to Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I had an automated way of doing that, but I knew it was going to cut out a lot of people being as expensive as it was, being over $100 a month just to have access to the APIs. That wasn't going to work for a lot of people. So we're working on something else to be able to do that so that we can get that to you soon. I'm thinking that's going to end up coming in spring, probably February-ish, because I'm going to need time through the recording in December, because they're going to be all the recording stuff's going to be in December. And then January, I can focus on how do we do marketing, because I'm waiting for some stuff to pop up. So again, Toxic Hustle Labs, all access pass, $24.99. You'll be getting graphic theme packs, like I showed you here. All of the packs that we've done. Which, hold on, boom. Let's open up the shop. You can still see what goes into a pack. So you can see tons of graphics in all of these packs. Tons of graphics, backgrounds, characters that have already been cut out. The Harlem Cyberpunk Nights, all of these images are in these packs. You can see 120 images there. So all of these are going to be available to our members, and we are building even more. These packs are great for videos and everything else, but we are working on packs that will work for t-shirt designs, that can work for print on demands, putting it on a mug, putting it on clothes, hell, putting it on underwear. We're going all the way to helping you make monetary strides as the economy dries up. Remember, it's not just America. There's plenty of people around the world, and if you're in position, you can be able to try to pull some money down from that. So we'll be working on that and trying to get that out to you soon. But yeah, Toxic Hustle Labs, make sure you check it out. Again, only $24.99 per month. And we're going to be putting in tutorials, products, and then in the future, we're also going to launch a Discord that you can be able to have live streams with me, so that we can work on your trade ideas and everything else. But that's coming down the line, most likely spring of next year, because we just want to concentrate on putting as much product in for you to download and for you to be able to earn with than anything else. All right. So thank y'all again. Please like and subscribe. Make sure you send this out to your peoples so that we can, get with that algorithm. My name is J Tragic Jeffrey for Toxic Hustle. I thank you again, and I'll see you next time. Peace.